The stuff that you won't like are the digital controls. This is the car with the steering controls for too many things, right?
Correct.
That is still a mess. It is. It just takes time to get
Did you
used
speak to the MG this time and see what it says back? Last time you said, I don't speak to cars. So we didn't know what
Still don't.
saying hello MG said back.
No, I didn't.
Can no one.
I'll try next time. So the steering wheel controls still the same, still painful. The only thing I realized was that there is that shortcut button. You can program it to whichever menu you want to jump to, and that's a must-have. Like you have to set that up to be able to use this car without feeling clumsy or just wanting to pull over and then figure stuff out. The touchscreen is 15 inches, as you know. Yeah, it's
There's a Maruti Alto that is slightly smaller in size than this touchscreen.
but a genuine problem with that touchscreen and the
You can't reach the other edge. In landscape mode, your arms aren't long enough.
you do have to reach for the other edge. That is true. But the thing was, when I was living with the car here, when I was driving at night to Pune, and I'm in Apple CarPlay, and it's the
It's too
screen.
bright, is it?
When a call comes, it goes all white, right? And
Oh,
there's that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
entire screen
Yes,
is
yes,
white.
yes,
and you're
yes,
just
yes.
like, oh my God, that's
Yeah, I
bright.
think they fixed it in the new version of CarPlay, in fact,
Achha.
where the map stays and a small overlay, as it happens on the iPhone now, a small overlay comes and says you're receiving your phone. It happens on my new KTM also because I have a CarPlay screen. It's right up top, right? So for navigating, it is brilliant, and it has night and day mode, so it works. And then the rain destroyed the touchscreen, so night and day mode doesn't quite work. So when a call comes, you'll be riding in the night and it's nice and peaceful, and you're looking at sun setting. Oh, white screen.
It really you flinch a bit when it happens.
Yeah.
So that screen is still massive. It has this is
So
a
think about it, right?
software
He's
issue.
getting a, what, 14-inch, 17 inch.
15.
He's getting a 15-inch notification that says Shumi's calling. I don't think it improves our relationship really.
When I was driving, I was thinking the guys behind me can see whom I'm talking to
Yeah.
because it's that large.
Yeah.
So that's there. The thing that MG needed to work on was the UI and UX of the native UI and UX, right? And that is still the same, which means it's slow to start up. The responsiveness is not great, and everything is in that screen. So changing settings is really, you have to go through a lot over there, and it's not a great experience. The easiest example of that is like it has a 360-degree camera, and they've done a nice little bit of thinking and logic about that. So when you indicate and you're driving, the side view monitor or the 360-degree camera doesn't click in then. Unless you drop below a particular speed, and I think that speed is about 10 kmph or something. So when you're at crawling speed, and if you indicate
So it's a tighter maneuver, so it recognizes
yeah,
that.
so
Nice.
then it shows that. But then when the car pops up, the car's like this static thing in the middle of the screen.
Right.
And you're driving around a corner and the car's like kind of hanging in the air. So it's those integrations aren't smooth and those feel, well, cheap.
Yeah, and this is to me not really a surprise either, right? Because if you see how large the Chinese domestic electric vehicle market is, stuff like calibrations, battery stability, technology in the battery space and the motor space will move really quickly because these are fundamental hardware components, right? So if you look at BYD as the world's leading battery manufacturer or CATL as their largest competitors, they move technology pretty rapidly and their cars will be at the cutting edge or they will be suppliers to a large number of people. So this cycles very fast.
They're the leading edge of that.
Right? But when you have a Chinese person doing a UI UX design, remember they're coming from a thinking structure and a script structure which is very different from English. And therefore, what makes sense as a user journey may not make sense to them anymore. Right? I mean, it'll happen to us in MotorInc. We are in an office that thinks in basically Marathi, Hindi and English and a little bit of Bangla and Kannada and Tamil or whatever. And and Odia, right? These are our thinking structures and these are our script structures. When we translate our app into these languages, I think we will have to shift a few things to accommodate the uniqueness of each language. But when we have to create an app for, let's say, MotorInc Japan, where the script itself is vertical, our app will by nature have to look messier, much messier than it is. If you haven't checked out the app, this is a good time to see it. You'll see how much work has gone into the UI UX, right? But when you do for Japan, and if our app looks this clean, it may not actually fit their expectations at all. So I'm not sure how the Windsor UI UX experience is perceived in China, but I'm willing to believe that they don't automatically think it's as messy as we are. we think it is.
So the ADAS settings are also in there. So if you want to change any of the ADAS settings, you have to go into the screen and do that. And the one difference you will see now is on the windscreen, you have that extra little bit of blacked out section because that's where the
Camera
module
run.
is sitting.
Pour your heart out. You have 60 seconds. Too little? Try 120. No, too little? Okay, 3 minutes. Yeah, we can't do it either. That's why we have the main motoring channel. And this is a clip from a much longer video that discusses this idea in much, much more detail. This vehicle in great detail. If you'd like to see that, you'll have to head there.